welcome to WEAZEL Nightly News Roundup, bringing extraordinary news to extraordinary people. Tonight's top stories. We will head on down to the auction house where delegates of the Los Santos Police Department and San Andreas State Police were on hand to collect some sweet funding for their crippling Bean Machine Panini addiction. In addition, we had the opportunity to speak to Jax Mangerson at Pillbox Hill Medical Center with an update on how they are tackling the as yet unnamed viral infection we previously reported on earlier on in the week. Before that, we first headed down to the newly opened auction house where we met with representatives of law enforcement, raising funds by auctioning cars of all the washed criminals in the city. We head on scene with Moira Black.
So, as some of you may know, obviously we did an auction a few months back where we basically went up to the observatory, did it off there. Proved a little bit different because we had to try and get the cars off the stages and stuff. So, obviously this used to be the laser tag building, which shut down. So it was essentially just one big open space. Obviously, we knocked down the walls for that, put up a little stage, had some people come in, put some chairs in, just a basic lighting system, and then there we go. We had a nice little stage, open up the shutter to the side, and made it easier to drive things in and out.
This is a beautiful building. I think you've done really well getting it all sort of built up. What is the process of picking the cars that happened? So, like, when you're looking through the cars that get impounded, what is the specifications for having it go up to auction? So,
the way, I don't know if anyone sort of is in sort of, they know how the impound works. So, essentially, when we impound a vehicle, if the vehicle hasn't been collected for over 30 days, it essentially gets sent off for sort of like a different holding impound. So, basically, they either go for crushing or they go in for, obviously, like an auction. It obviously gets recirculated to sort of put the money back into the community, put it into, obviously, bettering how the PD works and stuff like that. So, essentially, when we were actually looking at the list of vehicles we got, we look for one, it will be the ones that will sell. Two, we like to have a bit of range and different types. As you saw, we had bikes this time. Didn't think we had any bikes last time, so that was good. It's just basically just along the lines of what will sell, what do people want, what can we obviously get rid of that people can use. So we had obviously the Caracara, which is a very popular vehicle for farming and stuff like that. So functional, like demand and that kind of thing. The best deal, probably the Supra. Obviously that's a very desirable, probably the most desirable car we had. So the value of those. Well, yeah, so obviously the Supra was good, the Caracara was good. So the Caracara, for example, how much are they new? He paid $5,000 for that thing, and none of these cars have finance on them, bearing in mind. So he paid $5,000 for it's $150,000 new.
Wow.
And it could have had upgrades, but then obviously the Supra, again, $420 he paid, the car's $650 new, but upgrades we don't know. But the worst deal would have probably have been, let me just have a look. There was one guy, paid $5,000 over what you can get him new at Sunrise.
Lord.
Someone also bought the taxi for the sale price. You get a new one.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the city, perhaps about maybe people trying to make sure they get to the impound on time?
100%. So obviously I've never had a car impounded, but I've obviously dealt with people at the impound removing their cars, and it's obviously quite an annoyance when they go in. So to have some of these cars like the $600,000 Supra just left, and other things like the Porsche Spider, it's obviously quite a big hit for them. So if you can, get your cars out, because it will save you the stress of obviously losing it.
Thanks for that, Maura. Let's just hope all that money goes to a cause well spent, such as the brand new WEAZEL News trading cards, available exclusively through us. On to our next story, we catch up with Jax Mangerson of the Los Santos Fire Department, who gave us an update on the virus outbreak. Over to you, Moira.
So the first time I came into contact with this mysterious virus was Thursday night. We had a few people come into Pillbox that weren't feeling too great, to be perfectly honest. They had high temperatures, they were being sick, feeling dehydrated and whatnot. And from there, it just kind of got worse, so we decided to get lab technicians on getting like a short-term cure until we could find something that's more permanent. It can be transmitted with just speaking to someone. So I do advise wearing face coverings. This is much as possible.
I mean, this is really an argument for the face mask. It's been, it's been recommended to everyone that they wear the masks if they are feeling unwell, and if they want to avoid any of illness themselves. Can you tell us just a bit about where can we find the face masks? Where can we find medication that will help with symptoms? What's the go-to routine if you believe that you're unwell?
So, like I said, once we first discovered this virus was spreading, we did get lab technicians to work on a short-term cure. They did come up with something, it's a small red pill. If you find yourself with dehydration, constantly being sick, sweating quite a lot, any symptoms that comes with the virus, feel free to come down to a pillbox. Obviously, the red pill will cost you $1,000, but that will protect you against the sickness. I also give people 2 free face masks as well, just for that added protection when I'm giving them the pill. So
last night we were able to sort of pop down here to see what was going on, and we saw that the pills were being sold, I think, for $250 each. Do you know why there has been a change in the pricing for this?
So last night it was just there wasn't really much communication. Like, the lab technicians kind of just told us, "Oh, that's it, we're done. See you later."
Underestimated the prices.
They did underestimate, and we as high command, we didn't find out until today that they were here. So we quickly had a quick discussion about it, and we felt 1,000 was the correct way to go.
That man really does rock male pattern baldness. I've been your anchor, George Gregerson. That's all for tonight. And in case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you later.